Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. As you may have heard, nothing happens in business unless you sell something. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, is a company we built called Salesfuse, the say to sell platform. When you look at selling today, there are a lot of variables, a lot of factors at play. Most buyers do not want to hear from salespeople. They don't care about the company they represent. And sales is quite complicated today. There are a lot of variables, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of content. What do I say to get access to executives? What do I say in that first meeting? What do I say on email? What do I say on LinkedIn? What do I say on my social platforms? And there are CRM tools, there are listening tools, there are tools to help me with sales enablement, there are tools that help me answer incoming requests, and there are tools that help me do my job. All of those tools are predicated on the ability to actually talk to humans. And yet there's nothing for salespeople to do that, to get what they need to say, to sell. Sure, there's a lot of content on what to do, and sure, there's a lot of skills training on how to do it. But salespeople are under immense burden today in a highly complicated world of the products that they represent. What do I say, and how do I say it? In fact, Accenture says most salespeople spend only a third of their time actually talking to customers. That's because of this complexity. They need a value and coding platform that helps them figure out how to talk more effectively, how to communicate more efficiently, and how to differentiate themselves. When I say value and coding, I mean human intelligence about the brand blended together with artificial intelligence through a series of workflows that bring together not only the content, but how to say it. Here's a simple interface. Following through the workflow, we can understand customer pain points, what value messages they need to have, what things we need to say in order to sell. When we do that, we're not only able to bring together content from internal through collaboration and feedback from product and marketing and sales teams, but we're actually able to convert that into templates and assets and tools that salespeople need to communicate value. When you look at that, a salesperson today has to go through all that content and all those tools to figure out what is relevant to my customers. That's on the backs of salespeople. There's 25 to 30 different elements that make them unique in how they sell. And what that means is, when they're trying to figure this out, there's millions and millions of permutations in order to actually sell something. Without something that takes that broad-based approach into something specific, salespeople have a lot of cognitive load. They have to switch between different buyers, different altitude levels, different types of people, and they need help to do that. They need a helper that helps them pull that off. In order to take action and actually engage, most salespeople today have to spend a lot of their time, many hours, many minutes, driving that conversation and figuring out what to say. When they're able to do that, they're able to differentiate, they're able to build their pipeline, they're actually able to spend more time interfacing with customers and talking about what matters most to them. Now, obviously, this is a competitive market, but nobody's really focused in on the ingredients that salespeople need and what to say, nor are they focused on delivering those ingredients in a usable way in the workflows that salespeople appreciate, which is around how they communicate value. When you look at companies like Salesforce and Adobe, multi-billion-dollar companies, they're looking to blend this idea of human intelligence with artificial intelligence, but they can't figure that out because they're organized by product. When you look at the TAM and the SAM here, it's massive, absolutely massive. We've taken this down to just sales and marketing engagement tools, looking at how salespeople engage their customers and focused in on that. When you look at this, it's very capturable from a efficiency and productivity perspective. We use a tiered pricing model where people can buy and engage in what we call these collectors about events, industries, roles, etc., and then convert that into action. Our sales and marketing plan is built on Salesfuse. We're actually using it today to differentiate ourselves and fill the pipeline. 7 days ago, we went public with our first actionable effort to acquire customers. We've had 50 people in companies like Elasticsearch use this tool, and they believe it's a differentiator. Our team is world-class from companies like HP and Oracle. These have been sales leaders that have built international sales teams. They're involved on a day-to-day basis to help us figure out how we make this conversation happen between buyers and sellers. The hybrid platform itself is built in a microservices architecture, which basically means our vision is to hook Salesfuse into every single sales engagement platform in the world to fuel the conversations that salespeople need to have, which they're simply not able to do right now. Our advisors include teams from marketing, from product, from sales. We bring that all together in order to help them be successful in how they communicate. When you look at pulling this up together in a unique and variable way, the next slide isn't working. Can you hit the next slide for me, please? It's stuck. All right, so I'll tell you what the slide says. There's our milestones include launching the MVP and a SaaS throughout all last year. We actually have had 50 beta users from 5 different companies. You'll also see that this is our help desk and our support. We've already built that. It's manned on an 8 to 5 basis. Our vision is to actually build a say-to-sell ecosystem of tools that pull together the ingredients that salespeople need in order to bring this into a modernized view of the interconnected world of selling in a digital economy. Our ask is for $500,000 for 10% of the company, preferably through safe notes, but we're definitely open to any other rounds of funding or any ideas. Then we're looking for strategic investors. We'll use that money to continue the product view and also the sales and marketing efforts. And that's Salesfuse today. What questions do you have? Thanks for your time.